There are a lot of practical recommendations that help not to masturbate and personal stories about people who manage to fight this disease. Do you have sensual temptations that lead you to think about masturbation and need a plan to avoid it? Masturbation becomes a habit that regulates individual experience and may interfere with its goals. But escaping from it is not so easy. Keep reading as we delve into more familiar examples and practical tips on how you can take back the reins and focus on yourself. Hi dear friends, it is good to be here again, and this time round the lovely Jenna. Today, we're diving into a topic that's often considered taboo, but is something many of us deal with, which is an unbearable form of sexual pleasure alias masturbation. I've received numbers of messages from you all seeking for advices on how to avoid it. Hence, I will be expecting to share some tips and personal experiences to facilitate for you in this process. Okay, let's be quite honest for a moment. Self-gratification is normal though. When this activity begins to disrupt your normal routine, then it is considered as an issue. I realized that for me it was during my college years when the stress levels were high and the placebo effect was such a welcome vice. But after some time, I had observed it was retarding my performance and mental health. It is the toughest task due to the availability of the access and temptation to do it oftentimes when lonely or feeling bored. The one you just want to stick your nose into and sniff because somehow it is like there is something that is constantly drawing you closer. However, I repeat, there are approaches avoiding and combating this disorder. Tip 1. Identify triggers. First, identify your triggers. Are the predictions due to the boredom, stress, or certain circumstances? To me, it was late nights spent on books and textbooks. That way, once you are aware of what leading up to your trigger, you can then look for a more appropriate method of handling the same instead of resorted to substance abuse. Tip 2. Stay busy. Keep yourself busy. The mind that is without something to do devours itself with evil imaginations. Become as busy as you can and engage yourself in activities you would like to perform most. Personally, I learned painting and joined a local football team. This boosted a lot. Tip 3. Seek support. This is yet another message that is worthy of emphasis, as people tend to be afraid to turn to others for help. Consult a close friend or a counselor on what happens around you or to you. At other times, you just need someone to listen to you and believe that you can do better. That in itself is empowering. Here's a little twist. Indeed, I resorted to an experiment. I swapped my traditional triggers for positive habits for 30 days. At any time that I felt stressed, I took a run or a called a friend. Thus, towards the end of the month, the urges were much reduced, and I definitely had a stronger sense of being able to cope with the temptations. Therefore, what can be learned from this scheme? This is all about identifying the routine that best suits one and sticking to the same. It may not be so smooth sailing and there will be times of regression, but do not relent. Be happy with what you have achieved little by little and never look back. Thanks for watching. I hope you find these tips useful. Please remember that no one is traveling this journey alone, and it's okay to ask for help when one is in need. Feel free to put a comment below if you have any questions or if you need more advice from me. Shine on you, my friend, and take care always. Have you used any of the described strategies before? What's worked for you? So let us extend the discussion into the comments section of the blog.